Welcome back, everyone. Today you have Sam and Amanda,
Yes.
and we are on our own.
Yep. We're excited. We're just going to chat, catch up. Summer is crazy, and I think a lot of people will probably feel that too. So we're just going to talk about what it's like to resell in the summer. There's a lot that is a little bit different in the summer, so we're excited to talk.
Yeah, and you were just saying you kicked your family out and they're going to go clean your
Yeah,
car.
I literally was like, "You guys can leave the house." And yeah, my husband's like, "That's fine. We'll go vacuum out the car." We have a baseball tournament this weekend, so we are leaving out of town. So I'm like, "Go get that all ready for us," and then
I cleaned my car this weekend too. I cleaned the interior. Okay, I'm not selling this, at least not yet, because I don't have a
Mhm.
TikTok shop, but I got the Shark Vac. So we've had a Dyson forever
Mhm.
and we've replaced it, and it's just so heavy and all this stuff, like champagne problems, right? So I was like, I'm going to get this one off the TikTok shop. When I tell you, my car has never felt so clean. Do you have a
Yeah.
Shark?
Yes, I love I know, I feel like and they're lightweight, the suction is so freaking good. Yeah, I love a shark.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I was like, why will our yeah, so now I'm vacuuming our house. I might get
Yeah.
so I got a corded one, but I'm gonna
Okay.
get a cordless to try it because I
Mhm.
want to see like what the difference is with that. And this is like such a 40-year-old or motherhood issue where I'm like, dude, and I'm like trying to tell my husband, I'm like, dude, you don't understand. Look at all the dust
No.
particles in here.
And you're like, all the stuff that my other vacuum wasn't getting up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's so nice. I know.
Yeah.
I'm glad you love it.
Yeah. So, but my interior of my car is very clean because of that. So,
Nice.
and y'all don't do camps during the summer, do you?
No, we don't do camp. So my kids are home all
Okay.
day, every day. Yeah.
What does that look like? Because I thought I was going to be like that too.
Mhm.
And then, I mean, the last I think 8 week, the last 6 weeks of summer, we don't have
Mhm.
camp because I just couldn't plan that far out. So, can you tell me
Right.
what that looks like?
So it's chaos. That's what it looks like. I feel like I don't plan anything.
Hmm.
Like I have to just be so flexible because you just literally never know
What do your kids
what your
do all
day is
day?
going to look like. I mean, right now, I call June like our baseball month. So like school ends and we go straight into baseball. All four of my kids are playing some sort. Like my youngest is playing t-ball, my other daughter is playing softball, and then my boys are playing baseball. So and that's just rec, but it's during the day, which has been very complicated. I don't Everyone here is like, why are they putting games during the day? Like, it's hard to find coaches. A lot of parents that, like, if you have both parents work, either they don't get to go and don't get to play, or they can't even come and watch you.
Wait,
You
they
know, it's
have
really tricky.
the games are during,
Games
like
are
in the middle
during
of,
the day. Yeah. Like in the middle of
huh?
a work day. Yeah. So it's really tricky. And they say it's just because they don't have enough fields. So like if you don't have enough fields, then I mean, this is not a small town. Like it's not a huge city by any stretch, but like this is not a tiny town. We just don't have. They need to build more baseball fields, I guess. So
No, the thing too is like how our systems haven't caught up with like dual income households,
yes,
and
I know.
this is why reselling is such
Hmm.
a good
I know
career for women or
exactly.
one parent, because it's not just
Hmm.
like so that you can be flexible. Because yeah, I was thinking about that. Like I'm watching my friends who are still in corporate America,
Hmm.
and they're like yeah, summers are really really tough, and
So hard.
for us, they're not so tough because, I
Hmm.
mean, obviously it slows down in terms of listing and
Yeah.
all of that. Even with my son in camp, I was an idiot and I signed him up for a camp that is taking me 2 to 3 hours a day to
Oh my
drive.
gosh. No, that's so
Dumb,
far.
dumb. I
Yeah.
had no,
Yeah, but you didn't think about that when you were
mhm,
signing up. You're like, "This is a good thing." So, yeah.
yeah. And,
No, that's
and
so
we
hard.
drive to his school anyway. So I was like, oh, it's not that much further than school because I
Mhm.
am driving like 2 hours a day during the school year. But I didn't think of like summer is also for me too. So
Yeah, I
that's also,
know.
that's also why I'm glad I didn't sign him up for anything later. But you have a boy, right? Or 2 boys?
Yeah, 2
Okay,
boys.
2 boys.
Mhm,
So, the boys during summer, like,
mhm.
he will not stop moving. Like, he goes to
Oh, no.
camp
Yeah.
all day,
Mhm.
comes home, and is whining in the car that he wants to go play
Yeah.
soccer and baseball, and so he has to get
Mhm.
home and play, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
does not
It
stop.
never stops. It never stops. I know it is kind of funny because, like, my we are literally at baseball multiple we have, like there were some weeks we had 12 games in a week. Like, we are at baseball all week, okay? And then my boys come home and they're like, "We wanna go play baseball. Come throw the ball. Come pitch the ball to me." And I'm like, "We" it's just never enough. Like, they just wanna keep doing it, and I love that for them, but it's exhausting. It's really
Yeah,
exhausting trying to keep them, like, entertained.
yeah, and so somebody told me another mom was like, "Don't do baseball because they don't get to run enough." It's all
Mm.
bullshit because
Yeah.
my son does soccer and they
Mhm.
run constantly and
And he's still not tired?
still not
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, and then I see the girls and they play with him and they're like, I'm tired. And I'm like, yeah. And then he just
Mhm.
keeps going. Like he had a play date Sunday that went into another play date that went into another play date.
I
And
know.
he was not tired. He didn't go to
I
bed
know.
till 9:30 and he was playing all day. Meanwhile, the
Yeah.
girls passed out at like 7. I'm like,
Yeah.
are you seeing that in your household? Because you have 2 girls, 2
Yeah.
boys?
Yes, I will say, like, my oldest, he is, like, a little ADHD. He's very, very much like me, so, like, even baseball's a little hard for him because there's, like, more downtime, like, if you're
Yeah.
just sitting waiting for the like, that's hard. He likes, like, football, basketball, where he is just, like, always
Soccer.
moving. Yeah, but my second, he is my chill kid. Like, he is so easygoing, he is so chill. He is my kid that would be, like, totally fine watching TV all day if I let him, so, like, we have to be pretty strict on that.
Yeah, my
But
kid
my
would also do
oldest
that.
daughter, she is a lot like, she'll just go, go, go too. So I don't know. I mean, I like
Interesting.
yeah, I don't know if it's yeah, but then my I don't know.
Personality,
It's just
temperament.
yeah, it's always just it's
Yeah.
interesting, but
Ah, yeah, so how is your business going during summer? Because this is only
yeah,
my is this my 1st? No, this is my 2nd summer.
okay, yeah, yeah. So I have had a few little mental breakdowns about it, to be honest, because it is just it's really hard. I feel like I flip-flop between, like, I only have, like, a few summers with my kids, and, like, I wanna be here for them, and I want to do the things they wanna do, and also feel like, "But I've built this," and it feels hard to almost feel like it comes to a screeching halt. You
Yeah.
know, like and that's kind of how I felt, like, we were like, I've been doing this when most of my kids are in school for 6 hours, 7 hours a day, like, I have so much time to do stuff, and then it's like they're here, and I can barely breathe with just what is required of me for my kids,
Yeah.
let alone what I have to do for my business. So all of June, I have done one whatnot show, and that is literally it. Like, I am not doing anything. I'm not putting promos out on TikTok. I'm not really doing much social media.
We haven't
But
even
you know,
talked
the podcast. I know, like it's. I have told myself like that is like that brings in income for my family, so that's like a non-negotiable. But even that is like bare minimum. Like, you know, I'm throwing those clothes up on a rack the day before we're running the show, we're shipping it, and I'm not thinking about it the rest of the week because I simply just don't have enough brain power to. So
Yeah.
it has been tricky, but I was talking to my brother. My brother is 11 years younger than me, but he's like so wise, so wise. And he was like, "But isn't this why you do this?
Yep.
Isn't this why you do this?" And I
This
was
is
like,
a whole reason.
"This is it. Like, I want to be with my kids. Like, I love being with my kids." And also, I was a stay-at-home mom without any little side hustles for 10 years.
Mhm.
So like I didn't want to give that up, but I wanted something for myself, and it's like, no, this is actually the best of both worlds. And I think I kind of needed that like perspective shift or just that reminder that like I'm choosing this and it's so fun. Like I'm so lucky that
So
I get
fun,
to do
yeah.
this. I get to do it when I want to do it, and it's still bringing in money for my family, and I'm still building something. And I think I just have to remember that like there are peaks and valleys, and like sometimes I'm going to be able like all 4 of my kids are gonna be in school come September. So, I'm going to have so much more time than I've ever had to
Oh,
dedicate
this
to
is
this
your first
business.
time too because she's just starting
Yeah,
kindergarten or TK?
you know, yeah, she's just in pre-K, but, I mean, still, I'm gonna have time just by myself, which I've never had. So, it is like, right now, I'm really, really busy with my kids, but then I'm gonna have so much more time than I've ever had in just a couple months. So,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that, like, it's okay, and, like, I don't want to feel for like, there was, like, a week there where I was feeling so stressed, like, I was feeling, like, pulled in 2 directions, like, pulled in the family direction, pulled in, like but I wanna do this for my business, and I'm a very, like, all or nothing type of person, like, if I'm gonna
Yep.
do something, I'm going to do something, and so it's really hard for me to pull back, and I've been that way my whole life, like, if I just, like, jump in
It's that
headfirst and I'm gonna
ADHD.
do it all it is, I know, it's like that hyper fixation, so it's been, like, really challenging for me to be like, "But it's okay to just, like, do a little bit right now, and spend a lot of time with my family because this is the time to do it. And then when they're in school, I'm going to be able to do like so much more." So
Yeah.
I feel better now, but it has been crazy.
That that is really good perspective. I feel like because I go through the same thing where I'm like
Mhm.
even like with the podcast or my reselling or whatever, like I stay up till midnight listening because I
Yes.
love it and I
Hmm.
find it to be so fun and I have to this is actually this summer and you oddly enough have been teaching me like, "Oh no, we can go slow with this. Like we're
Yeah.
doing stuff for fun
Yes.
and you don't rely on your income, right? It's for
Right.
like the fun stuff.
Exactly.
And I know you're
Hmm.
selling to go to Disney and everything, but
Hmm.
it's like those are all wants, like
Exactly.
everything,
Yep.
it's like extra. And so I feel Yeah, I've been thinking about this too because I'm like, why am I like, because I'm
Mhm.
really trying to control myself from sourcing right now because I'm like, the more I source, the more I have to clean up. That I already have so much in the garage and my storage units and all of that stuff. Like,
Right.
why are you doing this? You don't need to do this. Just stop,
Right. Mhm.
get it all in order. And yeah. So anyway, you being like, oh, I'm so busy. I'm like, we all are.
I
And I
know.
know,
Yep.
and I know they call this the summer slowdown. But I think too, it's because resellers slow down because the whole reason
Absolutely.
we're doing this is to have a
Mhm.
flexible lifestyle.
I know. Have you felt like the summer slowdown? I'm not listing a lot. So I feel
Yeah.
like I mean, I think summer
Let's
slowdown
see.
on whatnot is also like a little bit of a thing. But I'm wondering, like, have you felt the summer slowdown with your sales?
So I
I feel like some of
have.
my friends on TikTok that I'm seeing are saying they're seeing their sales slow down on Poshmark and eBay.
So I will say I spent like last month getting kind of my house in order in terms of like my storage and everything still not
Yeah.
there. But let me look at my numbers. So last month I brought in $9,000 or
Wow.
that was my like on the platforms, but it was only 7,300. Okay, so about seven
Mhm.
grand last month.
Amazing.
This month only at 3,000.
Wow.
So, but like, I don't
But
know
you weren't
how,
listing as much too. So,
yeah, yeah. So,
yeah.
like, so I don't know how much of it is the buyer versus the seller.
Mhm.
And like, I've been shipping a lot slower this month because
Mhm.
I just like, with my son home, because
Oh, yeah.
even though he's in camp, so let's say I usually get home around 9:30 and then I have to leave at 3 to go get him, which is
Oh,
still a lot
yeah.
of time,
It
especially
is,
for,
but
but like when you're thinking about doing the house or whatever projects you have to do.
right.
Like the other day, I decided I wanted to clean our stairs that were so disgusting. And so, like,
Mhm.
like I'm just like, ADHD impulsive, like, I'm just going to start cleaning
It's
because
so me.
no
I do that
children
with
in the
my
house.
couch. I'm, like, pulling
Yeah.
everything out, and then my whole house is a disaster. Yeah.
Yeah. Dave's like, oh, I can tell you're cleaning
Yeah.
because everything's a mess.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I have been
Oh,
feeling it. Yeah. I'm at
yeah.
about half. And, let me see last year though, because I feel like last year, June was one of my highest months.
Interesting.
Let me hold on just a second. I love spreadsheets, but only
I
for
love that for you.
reselling.
No, I love that for you because I feel like this is your type of ADHD, which is, like, you are really focused in on that. My type of ADHD is that I avoid my numbers at all costs.
Well, I haven't done
So,
my taxes,
yeah.
so I can't find them. Where? Yeah, I don't. Oh wait, hold on. Sales numbers. Okay, so last year, 2025. Yeah, so this is much slower than last year. So my
Mhm.
May last year was 5K, and then my June was 5K, a little over.
Wow. I mean,
Um,
but you were just starting to ramp up at that point too, right? Like, you were
yeah, but I mean, they were
really, really
doing really
new.
well. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm, like, obviously doing really, really well, so, like, that's
yeah, but
impressive.
but then my July was only 3,700. So I'm having right
Interesting.
now what my July was, but again, last July I wasn't listing because we were traveling a lot.
Mhm. Yep.
And so yeah, I was getting down on myself, and because I was like, dude, everyone else, and this is the thing when you see people
I know.
online and it's like
I know.
or even that internal, like I could be doing better. Like look at my last month, like what, and
Yes.
I talked to Chat GPT. This is like, yeah, anyway, we're not going to get into that. But I was talking to, because Chat GPT and I have a project where we work on my reselling. Even though I
Oh,
use
yeah.
Claude for my reselling stuff, I
Mhm.
do like, I talked to Chat GPT to ask it based on like historical and like how am I
Yeah.
tracking, and that helps me too to be like, okay, well, realistically, based on per day sales, here's where I'm going to track. It makes me feel better, but then yeah, too, I'm not stressed about it. Oddly, yeah, that was
Good.
very long winded.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. I feel like yeah, I don't know. I go through phases like that where I feel really stressed, and then I go through phases where I'm like, "Ah, I don't know, it's pretty chill." I had this is I don't know if this is summer slowdown. This is kind of what I'm chalking it up to, but, um, I would have been, like, 4 weeks ago, I had my best Whatnot show yet. I
What
think
does
we
that
did
look
like,
like?
we were there, it was over $4,000 in 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, and I was just like we ended up getting I had, like, hand sourced some stuff, and then I also had just got very lucky with a couple pallets. Like, a couple pallets just had insane stuff in it. So so yeah, we did over $4,000, and I have not ever I've been really close, like, high 3,000s, but I'd never, like, broken over 4,000. I think we were at, like I think it was, like, $4,400 and in 2 hours, and so I was just thrilled. And then the very next week, I barely made $1,000 bucks. And I was just like, "What the heck?" Like, obviously, like, the product was different, but it was, like, not product that was bad. It wasn't like it was Amazon stuff, like, it was still name brands, like, stuff that would normally sell so well for me, and people just weren't shopping, you know, like, it was
Yep.
just one of those, and I'm like, I think if that would have happened to me this time last year, I would have had, like, I would have been so upset, and I would have just felt like, "What did I do wrong? Like,
Yep.
what?" And then this year, I think just time gives you, like, a little more perspective, but I was like, I mean, people maybe they were traveling, people maybe just
Mhm.
couldn't show up. The economy sucks right now, so maybe people just simply don't have money, but it was, like, really jolting going from a show of doing, like, over $4,000, and I thought this show I would at least do, like, $1,800. That's, like, comparing other shows, like, lots of other shows that have been similar, I would have done, like, 1,800 bucks, and to only do, like, 1,000, I was like, "Wow!" But there was again, I'm like, there was no explanation. Like, there wasn't it's not like I did anything different.
Mhm.
It's just sometimes things don't go that way, and you just
Wait,
have to be
wait,
okay with it.
when were your shows? What were the weeks?
So,
Was one
I
in
don't
May and one
remember
in June?
I don't it might have been. I'm trying to think. It was my 100th show. I don't know, I'd
That's
have
so
to go look.
cool.
I
Congrats.
know.
I
I
mean,
know, I can't believe it almost feels like, how have I only done 100 shows? But when you're only doing 1 show a week on average, I get it kinda makes sense.
no,
But
that's
yeah, it feels like I've done more.
yeah. But also, like, think about that. You used to not even make that in a month when you had your,
No,
like,
I
e-commerce
know.
shop or any of
Yeah.
that stuff, and then now you're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I need to do more," and I think that is really good perspective too for
Oh, yeah.
anyone reselling out there, like,
Mhm.
when you hear everyone else's numbers, like, yeah, you don't also, when I was reading my numbers, you have no idea what my storage unit looks like, what
Yeah.
I've invested in it. I
Mhm.
still
How
owe
much money,
myself
yeah.
like
Yeah,
30K,
absolutely.
20K, something like that.
Yeah.
So, like, don't listen to people's numbers and be like, "Oh god, they're doing so well," because
Mhm.
you don't know how much they invested.
You
Like,
never know.
my profit per item is great, but
Mhm.
I'm a shopaholic, which
Yeah,
is
you still have
ADHD.
more to sell. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh, I get it
I should
now.
have you come out and have you do a whatnot show on all my
I know.
bags.
Stop. Wait, that would be fun.
I
No, we
mean,
really should do that.
I
That
would
would be such a
totally fly you
blast.
out here to do that because
Oh my gosh.
I am just not a live seller type of person. I'm more of
Yeah.
like that support person. But I have so much. You would die if
But
you
I
saw
mean, we
my
could do it together. We could do it together. We could both be on camera. That would be a blast.
that would be fun. I'm gonna go through
Yeah.
my bags and see what I have
Yeah.
because like when I
Oh my
tell you
gosh.
I mean I probably have 400 or 500 leather bags
Mhm.
that are just sitting and it's because
Amazing.
I haven't measured them. Some of them are
Yeah.
not even listed and I'm like I
Yeah.
need to get them out. I'm gonna go through storage because I'm like that would
Oh my
be a
gosh, do it.
fun
That would be so fun.
That would be a fun thing, and I also have, like, a whole section of storage that's all leather, like,
Oh, wow.
for leather goods, like
Mhm.
leather vests and jackets and, like, all of that, so we could do a leather show
Oh my
we could just
gosh.
do bags and leather.
Yeah, that would be so fun. We could make, like, a
Um,
weekend out of it or something. That would be
that would
really
be
fun.
yeah, and then we just split it or I'll
Yeah.
take less, like,
Yeah.
just pay
No,
off
no,
the
no,
inventory.
absolutely not. No, we could figure that out, but that would be amazing.
Yeah,
And
so
it
we'll
would
have
just
to
be
think
fun. Yeah.
yeah, after summer because
Yeah,
well,
right.
so selfishly, I was also asking what your days look like because when my son is home, he's so annoying. All he wants to do is either play ball or watch TV.
Yep.
And we don't have a yard. We live in a condo.
Mhm.
And which is another reason that we can afford for me to not be working is because
Right.
we chose to buy I think I've told this to you before, but our house is um half of our friends and in some cases a third of our friends in terms of cost.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah. And so we chose this for a specific reason. Also, like growing up poor, I'm like so
Mhm.
worried all the time. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's been really great because it's like, the economy is so weird.
Mhm.
But I'm like, what am I going to do with my son when he is home? Because he is just so
Yeah,
needy.
I know.
I got to figure
No,
it out
I feel that. I feel it. My youngest, she just turned for 4. She is that way, and she follows me everywhere I go.
everywhere.
She is, like, literally just, like, tags along with me, and I love her, but it is hard. Like, she's not my kid that I can, like, sit even, like, I couldn't turn the TV on for her downstairs and walk upstairs. Like,
Oh,
she will
okay.
just follow me. She is not distracted by the TV, and it's hard, and I don't know.
Huh.
I honestly don't know. Like, I think that is one reason why in the summer, like, we stay busy with, like, swimming and the library and, like, because if
Those are
not,
good tips.
they're gonna drive me crazy at home.
Yeah.
If we're just home, they're gonna make me insane. So
Yeah.
we choose to stay more busy doing those things just because we're all happier when we're doing
Yeah, I
that.
gotta figure that out. Yeah, because so where we live, summer is more like, not like a spring, but, like, right now it's overcast outside and it's sprinkling.
Mm,
Um, in July, we've had it rain at the end of
that's so
July,
nice.
and so
Wow.
I mean, we're in the Bay Area, right? So
Yeah.
we're on the side that's closer to the water, and we get our summer starting in September. So like all
Wow.
those things
I
that you
didn't
do,
realize
like all the
that. Yeah.
swimming, all of that, we can't really. I mean, my son, he doesn't care, but like I don't want to go
Yeah,
swimming
you're
when
not
it's
gonna
so
go.
cold.
Yeah, 100%.
But so I need to look at Lifetime Fitness because it is like on the other side of the tunnel where it's like
Mm,
warm, and I have seen people posting about you get 3 hours of free childcare at Lifetime
I've
Fitness,
heard it's
and they
amazing.
have a
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
And it's like it's expensive, like $500 a month, but I'm like, that's
Mhm.
cheaper than any camp. So I'm thinking about doing that for the end of the summer.
Do it and then go sit by the pool and list.
Yeah,
Literally.
because like I'm
Yeah.
like, if he has 3 hours that I could work out, and then I could
Mhm.
go and list some, and then we could go to the pool, like all of that stuff. So
Yes.
I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try it out. It is far away. It's about 45 minutes from me, but
Mm.
I'm like, it could be worth it. I know this is why a lot of people join country clubs around us, but like
Yeah.
for anyone who isn't familiar with the Bay Area, actually, this is really interesting. I didn't know this until we have friends who go to these places, but there's this club in the area that I've been really wanting to join, and I've been pitching them to give me a free membership, which they won't. Guess what their entry fee is? And all you get with it is they have a pool, they have pickleball, tennis, all of that stuff. And then you can go golf at one of the local golf courses, but they don't have one
Okay.
on site. Um,
Interesting.
so one of the other country club, they have like a switcheroo. So guess what the entry fee is just to join, just to be a member?
I would have no idea.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I don't
just
even
guess.
yeah.
I didn't know anything about these until like a month or two
Yeah.
ago.
Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna say, like, $5,000. I have no
Okay,
idea.
so it's $25,000 because $5,000 feels reasonable, right? No, it's
Yeah, yeah, I'm like, I don't
$25,000.
know.
And then
Just
900
just to the entry fee.
just to be just to join it, and then it's $900 a month membership.
No, that's insane.
And
That's
then you
insane.
yeah, and I was like so my husband and I were like, "What?" And we've gotten to it, and we're like, I mean, it's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, it's definitely worth the $9,000, but here's the thing is a lot of places, like country clubs, you can sell your membership when you're done,
Mhm.
and so, like, that $25,000 investment, you can sell to somebody else and they buy it. Not at this place. Sunk cost, that's
You're
it.
just out.
You're
Oh
just
my
out.
gosh.
And we have a few friends who we know. There's, like, 4 families we know who go there, and we're like
How?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like, "I would rather drive
that's
45
crazy.
minutes and pay $500 a
And
month."
and be able to get out of that when you need to get out of it. Like, that's
Isn't that
crazy.
crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what a lot of the families just do in the summer, and they're like, "Yeah, we just
Mhm.
go and we hang out at the club," and I'm like, "No, I get that, but, like, then you're there and, like, chicken nuggets are, like, $20." Like, the whole thing, it's just
Right. It's just like a money grab, like,
I
from
have
every direction.
yeah, I have never been in those we went as a guest for our friends
Wow.
last weekend, and just to have us as a guest, it was, like, $120. Like, it's
Yeah,
just
that's insane.
yeah,
That is
anyway, so that is what
seriously crazy. Wow.
that's what wealthy families in the Bay Area do, which I had
Yeah,
never heard of such a thing, but yeah, if anybody is listening and you've been to Lifetime Fitness, let us know what you think.
please. Yeah, I think that's so cool.
One of our friends, the dad, or he was my husband's high school roommate, and um, the dad goes there and takes his kid, and then he does some work and all of that. So I think I'm
Mhm.
gonna do it.
No, I think
Um,
you should. I think that's great. I feel like that's a good, like, middle ground too, and it's also good for your son because he gets to go play with friends and have that
totally.
stimulation that way too.
Yeah. Also, parents are so boring. Like we're so boring.
Oh, yes. So boring. I
Yeah.
totally get that. I know.
Do you remember the last time you were bored?
No,
Yeah, me
I
neither.
don't I am not I am a freaking busybody though. Like,
But
I am not yeah, I just am not bored.
I
I
think I
don't
was
get bored.
8. I can remember
Yeah.
like 8 or 9 being
Yeah.
bored.
Yeah.
But, like, I tell my son this all the time, I'm like, "Only boring people get bored, like, go
Yeah.
figure something out," and I don't know
Yeah.
if it's, like that's the other thing I'm trying to do this summer is, like, teach him to be bored, and, like
Yes, and, like, you can figure out things to do. You don't need me to do that for you.
oh god, it's so annoying.
It's so hard. I know. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm always
Yeah,
like
it's so tricky.
to my husband, I'm like, "Don't play with him right now." He's like, "But I
Yeah.
wanna play ball." I was like, "Stop it."
I know. Let him figure it out. I know.
So, for newer resellers who might just be having this as their first summer, what is some advice you think that you would pass along to them?
Okay, so this is not from myself. I definitely heard this on TikTok at some point in the last 5 years of consuming a lot of TikToks or a lot of content about this, but I think the best advice I've ever heard, and this has stuck with me, is use your summer when things are slowing down, maybe sales wise, to list like crazy and prepare for when things ramp up in August, and then you're going right into the holidays. So you go to
Mhm.
back to school and then straight into the holidays. So it's like use that time wisely, and if you have the time to list like crazy, just stock your store.
Mm.
Thrift really good stuff or source really good stuff and then stock your store. And that way you have so much stuff to sell when people come back. And I think that is smart because it makes, I don't know if you're like this, but for me, like, I hate feeling like I have no reason to do something. And like for me, like summer slowdown could make me feel really unmotivated. It can make
Mm.
me feel like, well, what's the point? You know, like if things are already slow, maybe I should take time off. But if you can stay motivated and like, you know, if you keep listing, your store's going to have a ton of stuff to sell once things pick up.
That's really good advice. Yeah, right now I'm focused on doing measurements and photos and
Hmm.
stuff and going back through. I mean, I have so much unlisted that it's gross, but um
But
I
just making sure your listed things are, like,
mhm.
how you want them.
Yeah,
I think that's really smart.
and right now I think it's hard too because like we are always thinking about, like I'm, like, thinking about the holidays, right? But I'm like, "But I
Yeah,
have so much stuff that is for
I know.
summer. I have all this white stuff that might
Mhm.
need refreshing," and I think for me, I don't know if you have advice for that because I have a really hard time prioritizing because 'cause I'm like, "I wanna do it
Oh, I do
all."
too.
Oh,
Mhm.
you do? Okay.
Oh,
'Cause
I'm the same way.
so ChatGPT was telling me, and go ahead and judge me for using ChatGPT, anyone
I'm
listening,
not
I
judging.
know, and I have my settings so that it's not a sycophant, but to it has told me to make 4 buckets and, like, physical buckets and to
Mm,
go through 1 bin at a time, bring it home out of storage, and go through it do you need new photos? Do you need measurements? Whatever. So and is it worth having, or do you wanna donate it or send
mhm,
it to ThredUp? So it has, like, 1 fine, like, this is done, 1 bucket that is needs measurements or new photos, 1 bucket that is, like, send into ThredUp or donate, and then it had a 4th one for something. I can't remember what the 4th one was. Um and because I can't prioritize. So I was like, well, I can
yeah,
do that. I can do a bin a day and prioritize that way, but I don't know what to prioritize because it keeps telling me to
yeah,
prioritize high ticket items,
mhm.
but I know a lot of
But
summer
when you
stuff
have
isn't high
so
ticket.
much and also,
Hmm.
like, when you have so much, you're like yeah, I think for me, my like, I would just be prioritizing, like, getting X amount done a day or something.
But would
Would
you
that help?
focus on a category though? Would you be like, okay, anything summer related because
Yeah,
we're
I
in
probably
summer?
would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably would. And
Yeah.
then knowing that if you like, the faster you can get through that stuff, the faster you can get to, like, your leather or, like, the fall holiday stuff.
Yeah. See, and my brain, what it wants to do is just skip to that stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
And
I
then
get that.
in holidays, I'll be like, "Oh, I should list" like, I have all these unlisted swimsuits, which, like, why
Mhm.
are they unlisted? They're all new with
Yeah.
tags, like, what is wrong? And it's
Mhm.
because they're low ticket items, and so it's like
Yeah.
my brain low ticket items, I think that's something too that I'm starting to realize, they add up.
Uh-huh. Oh, they absolutely add up. And I think and I don't know if you're like this, but I and this was when I was thrifting, is I really transitioned from when I started, I was buying anything I could make 5,
Mhm.
10 bucks on, and I totally switched that once I got a little more experience under my feet because I wanted to be able to buy one thing and list one thing and photograph one thing to make the same
Mhm.
amount that it would cost me or like the same amount that it would make me for 5 things that I used to be. And so I think it is hard also like if you've shifted that a little bit to then like but I still had stuff I had to list that were low ticket items, and for me, it almost was like, "Well, it's not worth it anymore," because in my
Yeah.
head, I wanna make X amount per item, and so if I'm not doing that, I don't wanna list that, but again, you have it, you paid for it, so it
Mhm.
still is worth your time to list it
Yeah.
or to send it to ThredUp, whatever, but, like, yeah, it's still worth your time because you already paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that is something that is, like, hard for me to shift out of because 'cause I'm like, a lot of these things and, I know Julie from Casa Chic who's gonna be we'll feature her next week, but,
Yeah.
she says, her cost of goods is $3 and she sells them for, like, 50 or whatever. My cost of goods is much higher than that,
Mhm.
so, like, if I have a low
Oh, yeah.
cost of goods, it's, like, $5. So,
Yeah.
that's, like, all the swimsuits. But the way I started was probably a little bit different where I, like, bought things that were too pricey. So that is my
Yeah.
issue. And then
Mhm.
yeah, so I'm still going through and clearing out some of my old stuff, but now my model is moving toward more luxury
Yeah.
because that is what I like. I like, but what's
Yeah.
so funny is I'm like in a thrifted Zara shirt. It's
It's
like
great.
TikTok
Yeah.
Levi's.
Oh, I feel that, I know. But if that's what's working for you and you have, like I feel like you have a really good niche. You have a really good eye for stuff like that, so
It's so funny
I
because
say run for it.
I don't wear any of that stuff, but
Isn't that funny? I know.
yeah, yeah. Have you seen, I know we talked about it, I think last time about, people talking about certain bags making you look cheap or it's picking up steam again
Oh my
where,
gosh.
the one I'm most offended by is that Coach makes you look cheap.
Oh, good hell. I know.
And, like Coach's quality has changed, like modern
Yeah,
versus vintage is very
sure.
different as everything has, but it is really funny when you're like, who cares? Who cares? Like, and
I know.
what does cheap mean? Like what
Mhm.
like I'm pretty sure I look cheap in my t-shirt and jeans, like,
Right, right. I'm pretty sure my Louis Vuitton is not going to change the way that I look if I'm wearing Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
Or
know.
like, I saw somebody else post, it was a different guy this time, and he's like, I've never seen a Louis Vuitton luggage in first class. You know where it always is economy. And I'm like, A, that is not true. And
Right.
B, like at some point, I'm just like, are people just like rage baiting to get engagement?
Okay, I think they are. I have a hot take. I really think, especially that one guy, I think
Tell
he
me.
is just trying to piss people off. I really think he's trying to piss people off. I was gonna say that to you when I was texting you about this because I'm like, I think
Oh,
this has to be freaking rage bait.
I
Because
don't think
also, like,
it is.
the text on screen though, it
Oh,
feels so calculated. It feels
what does
so
it say?
calculated. Like he is literally saying like, "You are cheap for this," or like, "Find out how." Like
You
it's
look
like I
poor.
just feel like,
The
yeah,
"you look poor"
exactly,
thing, I
exactly,
was like, "What? What do
yeah.
you do
No,
for a
I'm
living,
like
sir?"
exactly, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it's rage baity, and maybe
Mm.
I don't know, or he's just a
Yeah, and it
jackass.
is hard, like,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm not an influencer and I don't
Yeah,
have a following, but it is interesting, when you get engagement on something because for some reason, whenever I talk about Summer House, it goes viral, and
yeah.
I don't know why, and so then I post about other stuff and nothing happens. So it is kinda like gambling that way where it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Oh, well, I guess I'll talk about Summer House again. Oh,
Mhm.
there's another
Mhm.
100K," like,
Yeah,
and I'm not
and also,
monetized or
yeah.
anything,
So,
but
and if this person is monetized, and
which I'm
maybe
sure they are.
yeah, so maybe the first TikTok they made wasn't necessarily rage bait, but it worked. I guarantee
Mm.
the other ones are. Of course they are. If it's working and he's figured out how to piss people off and how to make a shit ton of money on it. I
Do
mean,
you
I've made $2,000 on one video before. So if
really?
oh yeah. So
So
if he's making video after video after video, it's almost like you figure it out. You figure out how it's going to work. I would probably do the same thing. I mean,
interesting. So
I wouldn't do that, but like if
yeah.
I've done the same thing, it's like if I figure out how to make a video work, go viral, I try and replicate that until it stops working.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Sorry, it's too
No,
bright.
you're good.
Um,
Right there.
uh, so yeah, I guess, I mean, I think that's why Alex Earl has always said she's not monetized.
Mhm.
And now there's just stuff floating around. Um,
Okay.
but I think that is really interesting because yeah, she gets engagement, but she's not monetized for her
Mm,
TikToks. And
I didn't
so
realize that. That's
yeah.
interesting.
So
Yeah.
she is not monetized and she never will be because she is superstitious. And she's like, I blew
Mhm.
up and I became this person because I'm not monetized, is kind of like,
Yeah.
and I found that interesting. I wish there was a way to say like if the account was monetized or not, because
I
I
know.
feel like it would add credibility to things.
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that is
then
really interesting.
another thing, so I am seeing people again with the reseller hate, and it got me thinking. So people are like, oh, they're going in and they're clearing off the shelves. And I do buy a lot when I go. Like I
Mhm.
buy a lot,
Yeah.
but there's like literally like
Yeah.
football fields of stuff in the stores I go to.
Mhm.
Um, but it got me thinking, like now that everyone is, thrifting and all of that, are we taking the best stuff if we're not going somewhere like the bins, if we are going to like the store and shopping the new racks or whatever it is? Because I've been having this moral dilemma and just because now everybody is thrifting for
Yeah.
themselves. And so I
Yeah.
don't know, what are your thoughts? Have your thoughts changed at all? I know we talked about this a few months ago.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love this topic and I hate this topic all at the same time because I do feel like it's like beating a dead horse. But then at the same time, I feel like it is something I want to be conscious of and like I don't want to be purposely going and like taking stuff from people who need it. And so yeah, I don't know that my thoughts have changed necessarily. I also think like the gut instinct in me wants to say like, well, we all have the same amount of hours in a day. Like they
Mm.
could go and they could thrift, but then also that's not totally true. Some people don't
Yep.
have access to getting there. Some people don't have a car to get them there in the
Multiple
same, and they might have,
jobs.
yeah, exactly. They might just not like, so I don't really want to, I don't really believe that because there's some people it's just not as accessible for, and maybe they can only go one time a month. And maybe that one time a month, a reseller came in right before them and cleaned out all the good stuff. So I don't know. I think it is hard because It I think it is possible that people like, there is, like, that little bit of a moral dilemma, I think for me, it is one of those things where it's like I just focus on what I'm doing, and if I'm like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't know because I was very much when you see how much waste and
Yeah,
how much ends up at the bins and how
sure.
much all of that, but now that everybody is online doing this and talking
Mhm.
about it, and Gen Z is doing it, I don't know, and I don't even know how you would collect data around this.
I
I guess
know.
it would just be like waste from Goodwill, but it's like you don't know what is a good item that went to waste versus
Right.
not. And
Mhm.
so, but I go back and forth all the time because I'm like, no, literally it would just be sitting in there and
Mhm. Yeah. And
I
I also think, sorry, I don't mean to cut
no
you off,
good.
but I also think both things can be true. Like
Mm,
there is way too much waste, and anyone buying from a thrift store is helping.
yeah,
So, and I stand by that. I don't care who you are, what, like anyone is helping, while also maybe us resellers are taking things that other people that were going to buy it for themselves would prefer or like would want. And I think both of those things can be true, but I don't think like they negate the other. And still, I think
that's
thrifting is
true.
good. I think resellers are helping. Like, I think
Totally.
like the bottom line for me is that like what we are doing is not bad. Maybe in certain instances, it is hurting someone's chance of finding something really good. I think that
Yeah.
is probably true, but
Yeah, but, like, I don't go thrifting on the weekends. So,
yeah,
that is
no.
something a lot of
And a lot of
people
people that are shopping personally do because that's when
Mhm.
they have time off their work. Yeah.
Yeah, and so,
Mhm.
I think that and stuff gets put out every single day. I think this is more just, like, something I wanted to talk through because I was starting to feel kinda guilty again, but I
Yep.
go through
Yep.
waves of, like
Oh, I've been there. Yeah.
yeah, and,
Mhm.
um, I'm also starting to this was a crazy one. So, I got a new consignment client, and it's from this woman who so this realtor, I don't know if I told you about this, but this our next door neighbors sold their house and I was taking photos. I didn't know they were having
Oh
an open house that day.
yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the
Okay. You
realtor
said
came.
that.
So
Mhm.
I sold some stuff for her and then she referred a friend and her friend is dying of cancer
Oh
and
no.
has all these clothes that, like lots of Eileen Fisher, large
Mhm.
size foot, large size body, all this great stuff. And so she's like, she's like, I have stage 4 ovarian cancer and I don't want my
Mhm.
husband to have to deal with all this when I'm gone. And I went over there this week and took, a couple of bins
Mhm.
and I'm going to take more. But it was one of those things where I was like, I wouldn't be able to sell this stuff well if I didn't have like the experience of like
I
thrifting and
know.
knowing what is good and all of that. And,
Yeah.
her friends are coming over in November to clean out everything because they're going to help her go through everything. And then I'm going to take other
Mhm.
stuff. And some of it we're going to donate to, certain women's shelters and stuff and others we're going to sell. But it is one of those things where there is so much. So I think
I
for me
know.
personally, I'm going to start kind of supplementing my thrifting with more consignment
Consignment. Yeah. Absolutely.
because A, I want to stop spending money and B, like it does help people like to see the
Yeah.
relief for her to
And
have it
also,
all
like,
out.
you're giving her money, so it's
Mhm.
like, not only are you taking, like, weight off of her shoulders by taking stuff out of her house and taking care of it for her or for her husband after she passes, but also helping them financially, whether it's, like, medical bills or whatever, so it is, like yeah, I think that's so true.
But
I do
isn't that
think it is
crazy to
also
think of?
it is, I know. No, it's crazy, and I also think sometimes when you look at it on a big picture, it gets, like, a little scary, and you don't, like I don't ever wanna be, like, actively doing harm, and so I
Yeah.
think, like, when you what it really comes down to is, like, we have to focus on ourselves and, like, the impact we're having, and I think, like, that's exactly what you're saying, is, like, you're making an impact on this lady's life, on her husband's life, and it is, like, supplementing your thrifting, and I think for me, it's, like, also, like, we bought a whole pallet around Christmas last year, and we donated the majority of that pallet
Oh, I remember that.
to
Yeah.
people yeah, so it's, like, I don't know, I try
So
and just
it
focus
was
on, like
to who did you donate to again?
so there is a local church. It's like the coolest thing. It's not a church that I'm affiliated with at all. It's a Christian church. But I found out that they just get so the main thing that they do is they get donations from grocery stores with like day old food, and then they make meals every day. It's all volunteer,
Oh,
and they
wow.
make meals, and then like people that are homeless or like quite a bit of homeless people, and then also just people that don't have money for food can come and get lunch. And so they just make lunch, and it literally is like you never know what it's going to be because it's just whatever the grocery stores in the area donate to them. They will make something out of it the next day, and then they give out hundreds and hundreds of meals a week.
Wow.
It's so cool. So I asked, I was like, "Can I bring clothes?" Like, they don't normally they have, like, one they call it their giving table, where they just set up it's usually donated old clothes, and they just have it set up outside where people pick up their food so they can also go through, like I honestly, it was, like, one tiny rack of clothes they had, like, some stuffed animals for kids and then, like, a table with a couple pairs of shoes, but again, it's, like, all beat up stuff. So I was like, "Can we just bring it?" And we dropped it off. They opened up their whole chapel. They lined every pew with all of our stuff. It was so cool. So,
Oh,
yeah, so
that's so good. So, like, and this enabled you to do it. And so
yeah,
I think
no, exactly, exactly. I would have never been able to have thousands of dollars to go buy a pallet to donate it. And like there were $200 jackets in there I could have resold, but also I'm like looking at, I'm like, this is warm, and Idaho is so cold. It is so cold here. So it's like someone on the streets or someone that walks everywhere because they don't have a car could use a very nice warm coat
yep,
in the winter. And it's like I didn't even feel pressured to keep it because people have supported me so much and I didn't need, you know what I mean? Like I didn't need
totally.
that.
Totally.
So,
Yeah. That is one thing. I don't buy jackets anymore, like
mhm,
warm coat. I won't thrift warm coats unless it's like for me now, or if
I
I'm
love
buying
that.
them online. And I also won't buy kids stuff like kids toys or kids
Yes.
clothes to resell.
Mhm.
I will at the bins and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
usually
But I
I
mean, that's the last step. It's about to be thrown away.
yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
those are some of the ones that I've set in place for myself just
Mhm.
because I'm like I did source some jackets at the beginning, like some warm coats. And last year I was going to donate them, but I think it just inspired me to do it this year. So I'm going to drop them in
Yeah.
the warm coat bins
Mhm.
this year because I think everyone has to have like their personal coat. And it's not bad
Mhm.
if you thrift jackets or kids stuff or
Right.
whatever. Just for me, I have so much of that stuff that it's like I
Mhm.
can get that from consignment clients and
Right. Like that's
um
not something you need. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, my
Mhm.
garage has so many kids' toys. Okay, so you
Right.
probably have some ideas on this. I have so many kids' toys, and I don't know what is wrong with me that I won't list them. They're all my
Yeah.
sons. They're all my sons,
Mhm.
and we are a one and done family. And I did not like that time of my life, and I don't know why. I think it's because I spent so much money on them. Like I have Love Every
Yeah.
boxes and all these
Mm.
really expensive things. But I don't want to list them because it's such a pain in the ass to do Facebook Marketplace, but I don't want to get rid of them, but I need to. So what is your
Yeah.
advice for hoarders like me?
So for my personal items, there is something to be said about like having personal items and like you have an attachment to them. You
Yeah.
know how much you spend on them. You do like you have some sort of attachment to them. I hate Facebook Marketplace, but that's what I would recommend.
That's
I
what
feel
you would
like
do? Okay.
yeah, I would do I for my personal stuff right now, I'm selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace and I'm kind of like, why haven't I done this sooner? One thing I have been doing, and this is a little bit of a gamble, and people may not agree with this because I know some people don't like having people come to their house,
Mhm.
but I hate the logistics of Facebook Marketplace. That
Me
makes
too.
me crazy.
That's why I
It
don't
is
like to do it.
no, and sometimes like I will have people like messaging me over something. I just won't respond to them
Me
because it's like
neither.
I just cannot figure out how to
I'd close it
meet up
down.
with
Like
you.
I have so many things listed
Exactly.
and I
Yep.
cannot even be bothered. And then randomly I'll go online and sell it to the first person who
Yes. No, I know. Yep. So what I have been doing, and this has been working really well for me, is I like we have a security system and we have a camera like facing our front door, but I have just been putting the thing on my front door. I give them my address and then I say, you can leave cash under the mat or you can Venmo me. And I'm kind of doing it on an honor system and I haven't
Mm.
been screwed yet.
You
But
know, I
that
have a friend who does
helps
that.
me. Yeah, because then I don't have to deal with people. I don't have to talk to people, which I hate doing, and I don't have to meet someone, and I just put it on my front step and they will do that. Even yesterday I sold something and I didn't get a Venmo. I got home and I was like, "Is this the first time? Like, I don't have anything in my Venmo and there's no cash." And I messaged them and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just closed out of the app too soon." So it was like really innocent, and he Venmoed me immediately. So I don't know if you feel comfortable with that.
For us,
I
we have a gate, like, we're not in a fancy
oh,
neighborhood or
so that's
anything, but
hard.
so they have to buzz
Yeah,
in
it's
anyway,
gated.
but that's only one step, so I think I might try that.
Yeah.
But I think for me too, it is like the emotional thing. I don't, because I have also reached out to domestic violence shelters and
Mhm.
they won't take the toys that or clothes because they have so much, which is amazing. So
Mhm.
that is
Yeah,
amazing
that is
thing
good.
to
Yeah.
live in the Bay Area, and there is
Sure.
so much. Also, there is so much here that even like the shelters can't take it. So I think that's
They're
another
even
thing too.
overwhelmed. Oh yeah, I know.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's gonna make me feel less guilty. But I think maybe I'm just gonna do it. And I don't
Yeah.
know why. Every time I sell something, I'm like, oh, that felt really nice.
I know. And like, oh, that was so easy. Like
Yeah.
it's not that hard, but
Yeah. And
yeah.
then yeah. So I am gonna just change things how I source a little bit. I love sourcing online because I don't have to leave my house. And I love the
Yes.
bins, but the bins are so far for me that it's but you know what else I kind of love? And I know you and I have talked about this, but The stuff that I picked up in Austin, I'm almost in the black on. Like and I only went to Austin in April. And granted, I had been
Wow.
doing this for like a year by that point. And so
Yeah.
my sourcing was better, but again, me and my spreadsheets, I'm such a,
I love it.
so in Austin, just go by so I spent about $580. I have
Mhm.
sold 13 items and I only have $29 left to earn back.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
And I mean, I spent more at the bins. So at the bins, I have like 238. So I have probably like 250 to earn back. But
Mhm.
thrift, like travel thrifting, I think might
I
be my
know.
new thing because
I love it.
I don't know. I mean, granted, it doesn't get rid of the problem of like taking things from other people or whatever,
Mhm.
but it is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
And
know we've
it also
rabbit
is
hole.
good tax-wise too, traveling and
Oh,
thrifting.
because it's all a
I
write
I mean,
off.
yeah. Yeah. So that's a perk. There's some people that pretty much only travel thrift.
There's one
Yeah.
gal who does eBay and
Mhm.
she calls herself a travel thrifter, and I never knew what that
Yeah.
meant.
Yeah.
Because does she live in different places or does she just travel, get the stuff,
I
and come
think she
back?
just travels, like, does, like, weekend long trips or week-long trips. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's really cool. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Um,
it's cool. I haven't had, like, a ton of experience thrifting in other places. When we were in New York last year, I wanted to, but then we were just so busy, and it's hard to
yeah.
make the
Well,
time, but
well, next year, if we're going to Vegas for Mom
yes.
2.0,
Yeah.
we're going to
Yeah,
make
and
that
I
a
hear
whole week
thrifting
trip.
in Vegas is pretty dang good, so I would
Yeah.
love that.
And they have Salvation outlets there, like Salvation Army
Oh,
bins,
okay.
which I've
That's cool.
never even heard of.
Mm.
um, okay, so you would focus back to like this is again my ADHD brain. Um, prioritization, focus on summer stuff,
Yeah.
focus on listing,
Mhm.
and don't stress yourself out because
Yeah.
summer
I
should
know.
be
Just do
fun.
what you can. I know, exactly. And I do think and I don't know if you're this way, but I am the type of person that's like, sometimes I need to give myself hard rules.
Mm,
Like, this is what I'm doing, and this is only what
yeah.
I'm doing. Like I did that. I'm staring at my Hulkin that is full of a bunch of stuff.
God, I
It
love
has
the
been in my
Hulk.
room for like 4 weeks. It's all pallet stuff that was too good to sell on Whatnot. So it needs listed.
Mm.
And it's just sitting in here staring at me. So last Sunday I was like, no choice. I have to sit down and I have to like all this needs photographed and all of this needs listed. Like, I can't do anything else until I do that. And I think sometimes that helps me too. Like, I just
That
have to
does
get it
help
done.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, what's so funny is I'll be like, I don't want to clean. I don't want to do anything. And then it's like, oh, I have a pile of stuff I need to list. I need to
Yeah.
go clean the stairs.
All of a sudden,
I should
I
wash the
know.
walls.
Oh, yes.
Like, what?
Yes. Story of my life. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
got
feel
to
that
figure
so
out ways
much.
to trick my brain into doing it.
Hmm.
I've been seeing people post about having a type A brain and how it's like leaving gifts for yourself. Like I saw this guy and I wanted to be like, whatever, because he was like, think of making your bed as a gift for yourself later so that when you get in your bed, it's nice and cozy, or filling up your gas tank the night before is giving a gift to yourself in the morning. And I'm like, but what if you are just constantly like, I think that is very easy to say if you
Yeah.
are not doing a billion things at once.
I know. Yeah. For us, no, we would have gifts everywhere
Yeah.
or no gifts at all ever because I wouldn't do any of
I
it.
know. I'm like, I just,
Yeah.
um,
I know.
okay. So we're almost out of time. This has been so nice to connect with you.
It has been. It's been great.
What is something that, what's like a reseller rose and thorn that you've had since
Mhm.
that comes to top of mind lately?
Yeah, the one that comes to top of my mind is just like that really good Whatnot show followed by a really bad Whatnot show.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, that's my major one, but also I think like my rose is just being able to resell. And it's like I also was thinking like so we're going to Disney. The trip is already paid for, but I needed this is really my ADHD speaking. I needed something to incentivize me to get my crap listed. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll make a little series about it on TikTok and just see how much money I can make, just like for like
yeah,
the spending money, the food and whatever.
totally. It's
And
expensive.
it is, but also I'm like, I'm so grateful that like if I need money, I have stuff sitting around that I can sell. Also, I have the skill of reselling. So if I needed money and I didn't have stuff physically, I could go spend $100 and flip that and make more money. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So I think, like, also just it's a good skill to have. Like, I love it. Another funny thing, my 11-year-old, he's, like, very entrepreneurial. Like,
Hmm.
he'll, like, sell my dad's rocks out of his front yard to him. Like, he's just
That's
so funny. Like, he
incredible.
it is hilarious. And he's not scared. He'll go knock on people's doors, asking anyways.
Good for
But the
him.
other day he was like, he's like, "Will you make me an eBay account if I want to sell some of my own stuff?" And I was like, "Absolutely." Like, I love that. I think that's so fun. So, I don't know. I think just being a reseller is fun. And I think, again, we talked about what my brother said, but I think I needed that perspective shift has been allowed me to be like a little more grateful for this. And
Yeah.
also just like grateful that I can do it when I want to and I don't have to when I don't want to. Like truly, I'm kind of in this weird spot right now where I need another palette. Like we always get this, like we have thousands and thousands of items in my house. And then I sell through it so fast on whatnot. And then we're like, crap, I have to make another trip, go get more pallets. And we're like right in this weird spot where like we have a lot of baseball still going. 4th of July is coming up, and then
Hmm.
we're leaving for Disney.
Disney.
Yeah, so I'm like, do I go before or do I just take a couple weeks off? Because I can also just take a couple
Take
weeks
a
off,
couple
which I've
weeks
never really
off.
done. I know, and I don't think I've done that. I took a week off when I went to New York last year, but really, I'm like,
But you
I don't
didn't
know,
take
maybe.
a week off though, did you?
No, I actually think I did a show early. I think I did a show
Yeah.
Monday and we left Tuesday or something.
You
Yeah, so
didn't
part of me
take,
is like,
yeah.
I also could just take a couple weeks off and that would be fun too and be totally fine. So it's fun. I think it's fun. And I never want to lose that. I lose it sometimes where it feels so much like a job, but I just want to keep coming back to like, this is so fun. Like, how do we get to do this? We get to do, it's so flexible
It's
and
great.
it's so fun. Like we're playing with clothes all day. I don't
It
know. I
is.
love that.
It's so fun. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like every time I go into my storage unit, it's just the Who's It's and What's It song from
Yes,
Little Mermaid plays in
yes.
my head every
Yes, and
time.
you're just
Every time.
looking
I'm like, this
around
is
and
so
you're like,
great.
"Look at it." Exactly. I just am like, it's so fun, and I also think, like, if you're not a clothes person, sell shoes. Like, do
Yeah.
sneakers if you're a sneakerhead or do electronics. Like, what like, they're
Baseball
literally anyone
cards.
could find something. Yes, yes. Like, my brother-in-law, he's been collecting, like, vintage baseball cards. He's also doing, like, vintage action figures. Like, he loves vintage stuff. I just think it's so cool. It's so fun. So, that's my rose for sure. Thorn is just I'm a little overwhelmed, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
What about
That,
yours?
hmm. Well, on the baseball card front, I have a friend who her husband was selling baseball cards last year and this year from his personal collection, and he made
Uh-huh.
as much as his salary last year selling his baseball cards. So
Oh my
anyone
gosh.
out
Was
there
he
who has
just doing
Pokemon,
eBay?
hmm
Okay.
just eBay.
Yeah. I know. I'm trying to talk my brother-in-law. I'm like, let me set you up with an eBay account.
Yeah, and when I
It's
talk
worth
about that, that's
it.
like six figures. So for anyone
Yeah.
listening, it's like a six-figure
Yeah.
thing. My rose and thorn. So I would say my rose, and this is going to be mine are always like very tactical, but my rose is that I haven't gone to the thrift store in a couple of weeks. Doesn't mean I
I mean,
haven't
that's a
sourced
big win.
online. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean I haven't, because when I told my husband that, he's like, "When was the last time you bought something online?" I was like, "That doesn't count. Okay,
Yeah.
that
You're like,
doesn't count.
that's so different.
I can't physically
Right.
get as much as I would." So I would say that my thorn is that my sales are slower, but I don't know. I again am feeling so grateful that this is like what I get to do and what I get to
Yeah.
play with.
I know.
And I would say that new consignment client, I would say, even if we don't make money, because she's like, I don't care about the money. It's not about the money. And I'm like,
Yeah.
great, I'm still gonna keep it for you. But like to
Hmm.
me, being able to help somebody,
That's
and she
amazing.
was worried that no one would want her stuff because her
Oh.
size, I think it's like size 18 and her foot is 11 wide. And I'm like,
Mm.
there is somebody else out there who is looking for this stuff.
So much. Yes. And
And
wants nicer items, maybe doesn't want to spend retail.
yeah, because Eileen
Absolutely.
Fisher
Yeah.
pants are so like it's all so
So
expensive. So I
expensive.
would say that's probably my rose, was to be able to be like, oh, this is a skill, because like I can feel a lot of my son's friends are like their parents are, there's lots of lawyers, doctors, all of these
Yes.
folks.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I sort through people's garbage.
Right.
You're
Let
literally
me tell
saving
you what
people's lives.
I do. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
but the other thing too is when I get like that, I talk to them and they're all very unhappy, not in their lives, but like they're working from
No, I
7
know.
a.m. to 7 p.m. They get to see their children for an hour max a day.
Right.
And I am so grateful that I get to do this and sort through people's trash and turn it into
Mm,
treasures. And like,
I know.
I don't know. I just feel
Mhm.
very, yeah, I'm feeling very lucky too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I think there is something to be said for loving what you do while also making money. You know, it's like because like reselling, like you really can make money. Like people are making a lot of money, like a lot more money than I'm making.
Yeah.
But like if you love it, because it's like, yeah, you can have a job that looks good on paper or that people admire you for, but a lot of them hate it. A lot of them are just so worn down. They are stressed to the max. And you know, it's like I don't have that. And I
Hmm.
also have to remember that's a good reminder for myself too of like I don't need to be stressed. Any stress I have, I'm putting on myself
Yeah.
because this is not a stressful job. It doesn't need to be stressful. Any stress I am giving is I'm giving it to myself.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing too, is it's all about like, so type A, I think I've told you this, type A and type B were actually done as a study to see who has heart attacks more frequently. And it was actually type A people have heart attacks more frequently.
Interesting. Yeah.
So it's more, they categorized it for that reason. So stress actually, and trying to be like perfect and all of these things is not good for
Mhm.
longevity. And yeah, I think that is something to keep in mind. I was one of those people who had like, making 250K a year. I was so unhappy my family was falling apart.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
now I don't have to do that. And I don't know, like, do I have as much money as I used to?
No.
Absolutely
No.
not.
Right.
Like
Right.
that. But for me, it's more important that I like live a long time.
I know. And you enjoy your life while you're
Mhm.
alive. I
Yeah.
know, instead of just working all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, even this lady who is passing away from cancer, she just retired in 2020. And, 6 years
Mhm.
later, she gets this diagnosis. And I think too, my parents both died when they were young. And so
Mm.
for me, I look at everything as like, no, you don't know how much time you have.
Yeah.
And if you can make it
Absolutely.
work a different way where you can
Mhm.
actually enjoy it and enjoy your family, for me,
Mhm.
that has been like really nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I feel that so
if you can
much.
start reselling, anyone listening, it's
Yeah.
very rewarding, and there are lots of different
It
ways to
is.
do it.
I know, and it's so flexible. It's so
Mhm.
flexible, which I just love.
Yeah,
There's not many jobs you can do that are this flexible.
and that's fun. But you
I
have to
know.
like stuff. I think that's the
Yeah,
other
you have
thing.
to like stuff. I love stuff. I love stuff and I love shopping, so it's it's good for me.
Yeah, but what's funny though is I don't like going to retail stores anymore. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I get that, Ryan. My husband and I, we like cannot pay full price for anything.
No.
Like it's just like we're like, no, we're not paying that. Like well, maybe we'll get it in a pallet sometime, but like we're not
So
paying
my
that.
husband's the opposite. He loves paying full price for everything. And I'm like, dude, let me thrift this for you. And he's like, no, no, no,
Yes.
no. Because he likes that dopamine of, because he
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
buy very much. So when he does, he researches it.
He wants. Yeah.
Mhm. And then I'll come in and I'll be like, well, look what I got for you. And he's like, well, I don't need it, but I like that. And so it is one of those things where everyone gets their dopamine hit a different way. But
I know. Isn't that the truth?
yeah. And like we said, because I know we're about out of time here. The next episode that you should be hearing in your ears is going to be Julie from Casa Chic.
And that was such
Then
a fun episode, so I'm excited for them to hear that.
yeah, that was our first one we ever
Mhm.
recorded.
Yep.
So that's going to be a good one. And then I figure I got to see who else we have on the list because we've also had to take a bit of a break from scheduling folks because
Yes.
the summer is just so busy. We'll get back
It
to it
is
though.
so busy. Yeah. We have a lot more coming. So much fun stuff. So,
Yeah. And if you, again, want to hear anyone on here or see anyone on here
mhm.
or have any questions, send them on in. Hello at doyouwantthetruthpod.com or
Yep.
message us on TikTok.
Yep.
And until next week, we'll talk to y'all soon.
Okay. Thank you guys. See ya.